And Trey. All right, before we get into the story, I'm gonna start all these joints off like just like this. Stay your ass out of jail. All right, stay out of jail. Don't go to jail. All right, let's get to the story. So before I break down what happened, let me tell y'all what a stamp tray is. For those who been incarcerated in the early 2000s or whatever, and you've been over DC jail, you already know what I'm talking about. I don't even know if the lingo is the same right now, but I'm pretty sure it's still going on. They just probably call it something else. All right, so basically the stamp somebody trade is just basically that's mine, that person not eating. So the reason why another inmate or convict, depending on who you ask, but that's a whole nother topic. I'm gonna actually do a story on that, so y'all can know inmates versus convicts, because that's like an argument in jail, depending on who you're talking to. All right, so basically in jail, inmates do all the jail jobs other than actually locking people in they cell. That's the CO's jobs, and putting handcuffs on people and stuff like that. But inmates are responsible for cleaning the units, passing out commissary, passing out trays, washing clothes, etc., etc., etc. So the reason why another inmate can stamp another inmate's tray is because, let's say I'm working the food detail and I bring the trays on the unit, and somebody say, "Hey, that's going to, let's say, 20 cell. This tray going, it's 2 trays going to 20 cell. It's 2 people per cell. Sometimes you're in a cell by yourself, but it's supposed to be 2 men per cell over DC jail." And somebody say, "Nah, send that up here." I'm gonna take the tray to him. He stamped your tray. So your issue not even gonna be with me. Your issue gonna be with the person that stamped your tray. All right. I hope that kind of explains it. If y'all need more clarity, just comment, and I'll clear it up a little bit more, in the comments. But that's the gist of it. So basically, with this situation, I'm not gonna never say no names, and I'm not gonna never say no dates, because I don't wanna. And in this particular case, both of these dudes was kind of well known in the city at this time. So the reason that the tray got stamped is because they were both messing with the same woman. Okay, so the baby father was already over DC jail. The boyfriend had basically got mad at her because she was still communicating with the baby father over DC jail. The boyfriend was on probation. He violated. He got sent over DC jail, and he didn't have no separatees, so he didn't have no separation. So basically, if he knew the baby father whole name and he was scared of him for real, he could have, when he got over there, "Hey, I don't want to be on no block with, so and so," and that the case manager, whatever, I forgot who the person that do it, but one of those type of staff people would basically not make sure that you and him are not ever on the same block together. So the boyfriend sold him all this death over the phone while Slim was locked up, not thinking he was gonna come to jail. He violate, so he gets sent over DC jail on his violation, violated his probation. So now we on the block. So now not every day, I don't feel like it's every day. I forgot how often they used to bring new people on your block, but a certain time of day they bring in new people. So they got tiers. So there's an upper tier, which is we call the top tier. There's a lower tier called the bottom tier. So if you go on the top tier and you go all the way to the end of the top tier where the showers at, you can look down, and because it's just like plexiglass. You can look down and see who coming through the sally port. So the baby father, everybody be crying to see if they got. Basically, you looking to see if your homie coming on the unit or your Vic coming on the unit. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that you been looking for. And so the baby father see the boyfriend. So I'm assuming they must have already knew what each other looked like, on the street. They just maybe didn't know each other names or whatever the case may be, but they knew what each other looked like. So boom, Slim come on the unit. Baby father don't say nothing. They don't get into no argument, no words or nothing. So I'm gonna say this is probably lunch. We already had lunch, so let's say the dinner trays coming out. I believe this was the dinner trays. So the detail bring the dinner trays around. So they get to the boyfriend of the baby mother. They get to his cell. So he say, yeah, hey, such and such in there, he cool. But that other dude, hey, send that tray up here. I'm stamping this tray. So detail say, okay. They get a Sally his tray. They take the other tray. They say, hey, so and so said your tray stamped. You gotta go see him. You feel what I'm saying? So now, mind you, this dude that sold all these wolf tickets over the phone. Like, he gonna do this, he gonna do that, he gonna do this, he gonna do that. So, dude don't eat dinner. I know he in there biting. Now, probably Sally might have had some commissary, you know what I'm saying, and maybe gave him a honey bun or some chips or something. But as nasty as the food is over DC jail, you gotta eat it, you know what I'm saying, sometimes to survive, especially until you get your commissary. Once you get your commissary, you can finesse a little bit, and you can pick and choose the meals that you wanna eat. You know what I'm saying? But until then, sometimes you gotta thug it. So yeah. So the dinner tray gets sent up. Boom. Slim don't do nothing. So we go to sleep that night. Well, hold on. All right, fast forward this too fast. We don't go to sleep that night just like right away. You know what I'm saying? Bama's is rapping out the cell. They talking to each other. So they lightweight bidding, you know what I'm saying, and sneak dissing the dude downstairs about him not getting his tray. All right, so then we go to sleep, we wake up. So breakfast trays is coming around. Breakfast trays come early over there. I'm going to say like maybe 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, something like that. Maybe like 5. It might be 4:30. No, like 5. I think like come like 5 or 6. You know what I'm saying, in the morning. So the breakfast trays coming around. Slim, the baby father still does bullshit. Hey, nah, send that tray. Hey, so-and-so down there, he good, but his celly can't eat. Send that tray up here. Boom. They tell him, hey, your tray stamp, bro. Send the breakfast tray upstairs, right? So basically, he only got a couple options. He either can check in, which means go to the bubble or write a note to the bubble, tell the CO that he want to go to protective custody, PC. You know what I'm saying? He can fight the dude, you know what I'm saying? And they both end up going to the hole, but at least he stood up for himself. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So it was mind-boggling that, like, you threaten this man, and now, you know what I'm saying, you here and you don't want no confrontation. So he don't eat breakfast. Matter of fact, he don't even come out the cell for that matter, right? So just imagine, like, you just came off the streets, you know what I'm saying? You're already in a messed up situation because you're in jail, and then now you can't eat. Well, you can eat, but you're not eating because another man is telling you can't eat, and you just going for it. So before lunch come around, he tell the CO, man, I want to go in. So we see them come, take them out the cell, take them in the solid port. Boom, took her to PC. So, you know what I'm saying? That's that. You know what I'm saying? Basically, man, he had enough. He surrendered and he went to PC. You know what I'm saying? So, it's funny that all of it was over female, but technically it wasn't just over the woman. I think it was more so the disrespect. I don't think this number's really more so tripping like, all right, this is my baby mother dude. I think it was more so that, like, he wasn't minding his business because at the end of the day, they got to communicate because they got a child. You know what I'm saying? And, I mean, maybe she was crossing certain lines. I don't know. But for Slim to threaten this man's life just because, you know what I'm saying, you go with the girl now, but she's still communicating with the baby father. And then, you know what I'm saying, you put him in a position where he put his foot on your neck. And that's what happened. You know what I'm saying? So, long story short, you know what I'm saying, a lot of these niggas ain't who they say they is, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these niggas ain't really built like that, and they go with DC jail and they go like that. You know what I'm saying? They get starved out. They get the commissary bags took. They get the trays stamped. You know what I'm saying? They go to PC, and then they come home and act like they was tough guys. You know what I'm saying? So this is It's just story 2 of many. I have many jail stories, but I just wanted to tell this one because this will give you a little insight on what, some of the lingo and some of the things that occur while incarcerated. And hopefully these stories, I know they funny to me now because like I'm, a lot of these stories is 10 plus years old. But not only that, a lot of these things didn't happen to me. I'm not saying like I was a super gangster in jail or none of that. I'm just saying that I'm a man that, really just, I held my own. And then on top of that, like, you're gonna have friends and relatives and stuff like that that's, in there. But the moral of all of these stories, and the reason why I'm telling these wicked stories, is to hopefully a youngin will see these Jones and be like, yeah, I don't want to go through that. Because you don't want to be the person to stamp the tray. You don't want to be the person to get your tray stamped. If you want a steak, you should just be able to get up and go to Ruth Chris and get you a steak. Or if you want McDonald's, you should just be able to get up and go get McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? I think some of the hardest things in jail, other than not being able to get no pussy when you want, is not being able to eat what you want when you want. You could be in that still biting, hungry, or you got a taste for shrimp, or you got a taste for crab legs or something like that, and you can't just go get it. You know what I'm saying? So yes, I'm telling these stories is, they funny, and but the moral of all these things is what I hope to do is get a better understanding of some of the youth, that's out here crashing, living a free car life and blah, blah, blah. And, before you give all your good years to the system, man, you can hear one of these stories and just make a decision like, hey, do I want to get stabbed over the phone, or do I want somebody to starve me out over trade? Because let's be realistic. Ain't no guns in jail. So you a little dude, you know what I'm saying, and you ain't ever really been in no fist fights. It's Bama's over there doing 1,000 push-ups, 1,000 pull-ups, 1,000 dips. You know what I'm saying? They ready for war like they really train gladiators, and they will, destroy